Welcome to Woodturning with Dick. I've been given this, a little bit different than the exotics that I normally use, the bog oak and all that sort of thing. And it's a gall. It's a Woody Gall. You can see the branch coming in here, the branch coming out of there. And it's caused by bacteria, an infestation. Now, it's very light. It's got some loose bark on it. That's all going to come off in due course. Because I think all I'm going to do, I'm going to turn a little pot. I want to see what's inside. I think we'll have that as the bottom. That as the top. So let me cut a bit off the top there. Yeah, it's so light. One would even think it's hollow. Well, let's have a look. Cut a bit off. Okay, first look. It's solid. Oh, I say that bark was coming off anyway. Cool. Mainly I want to see what's on the inside, and I want to see what it looks like underneath this. Let's just stop and have a little look. A little bit of tear out, but I'm only roughing down, so forgive that. Interesting. Yeah, a bit more off there, just to get rid of this. I really would like to keep this, but unless I'm going to sand this whole thing by hand, that's going to get hit with the sandpaper as it goes round and level off a bit. Might stabilise that bark around there with some super glue later. Let's get this bit off. Let's get it rounded a bit more. Okay, fine, I will. Do you know what? I think that'll do. And if I have to take this down this far to get rid of this, I do. In which case, it does mean I'll lose most of this circle here, but that little nobule there will be right on the edge, which won't be a bad thing. Yeah, okay. Even if it's just a little short pot, I think the person that gave this to me, quite pleased to have a little bowl. I'm going to shove some sander sealer on there now, just surrounding the area so super glue doesn't leach into the lighter wood around and stain it. Give that a second to dry. Then I'm going to drop a load of super glue in here just to stabilise this bark and stop that, whatever that is, that branch. Yeah, it's the branch, isn't it, that actually this grew off of. Give it a sand and see what happens. I've got a reasonably good finish on this. Some gorgeous patterns in here. Look at this. Ding, 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 ding. I don't know what that reminds me of. Alright, let's get hollowing out. I'm surprised I haven't worn the switch out, because I do like to stop and just have a look what's going on with the wood. A lot of this is going to be taken away, but it's still nice to have a little look-see. Almost flat, and I'm loving all of this. I'm liking this. And I think I'm just going to do a very fat bowl. It's glued up on this side, on the outside. It's not glued up in here. It's not glued up here. But it kind of peters out this side. In theory, that should be okay and should hold. Hey, look, here's the twig that the bacteria got into and grew out of. The other bit's just here. Oh, get down past that and have a look. I had to move the camera out of the way just to finish the hollowing, because those carbide tips do require a lot of twists and angles to try and get a reasonable finish. It's a little bit torn out in places, but the sandpaper is going to do a lot of that. I'm just going to take this down just a very slight U on that rim. I don't want to lose much of this at all. Just give it a little dip. This bit of tear out here, that'll come off with the sandpaper as I'm going around. Now the sandpaper is going to catch on that as it comes around and bow that over a bit, but I'm not too worried. And then what I'm going to do next could be fun, or could be a disaster. I've sanded the top there to 600 grit. Where the outside ducks down, obviously, is a slight indent there. This is looking rather lovely. There's a hole, you can't see it right now from your angle, but there's a hole run through the base of this piece, which is rather attractive actually. Gives a little bridge across here. And I'm just going to sand the sealer the outside rim to help stop any spill of the stain that I'm going to put in there. So I've got the offcut here, which I can try some dyes on. Now, I've got the intrinsic colour collection, which I've had for a while, not really used. Certainly not going to use honey because that's too close to it. Sky blue, I'm thinking. Midnight blue might work better than the sky blue. So let's try a little bit of the midnight blue on here. Well, it's very dark. That's almost a black. Perhaps not. Sky blue. Yeah. Certainly a more a turquoisey blue. I think that blue's going to work quite nicely on the inside of the bowl. Try not to get any on the inside. It's not going to stop any leak through of the stain, but it might just protect it if I accidentally splash a little bit on the rim. I'm literally just going to wipe it around the inside manually, trying to get a reasonably even coat. It's a slow process. I'm sure others have got faster processes, but this is my preferred. Just a few bits of loose tissue floating around in there, but I've covered all the surface. You can see where it's starting to dry in places. Well, that one thick coat has dried wonderfully. Straight on with the sander sealer, and then once that's dried, denib that with some 600 grit. I can see a couple of little tiny bits of blue over the edge of this, so I'm just going to start at 320, get rid of the sander sealer that's on there, and just get rid of little tiny bits like that. Done. Happy with that. Right, 400, 600, and a bit of wax on there. Okay, sander sealer's dry. So I'm just going to denib it with some 600 and 1000. That should be enough before I put a bit of wax on. Fantastic, I'm loving the look of that. Now I'm going to take it back to the person who gave it to me as a little present. Thank you for the Woody Gall. Now return it. Safely arrived in bubble wrap on my motorcycle.
Wow.
To you.
Wow. Wow. That's amazing. Wow.
How did you do this bit? That's blue stain, sky blue.
Ah. Wow.
I've left some of the natural on the edge, having the bark come off.
Nearly went on the fire.
Now the
so nearly went on the fire.
The branch, there's the bit that goes through one end of the branch, and there's the other end of the branch there. So it was hanging down off the branch like that, the gall.
Yeah.
And there you go.
That's very beautiful.
And a lovely finish to it. It's like silk.
It is.
It's so light now, isn't it? I mean, the gall was light.
Yeah.
But then
It's been in the shed for 2 years.
it won't crack or split or anything when you take it indoors.
That is lovely.
It's one of those things that most things you pick up, you can see exactly what you've got. This, it takes you time to explore it. doesn't it?
Yeah, the grain.
You kind of
yeah.
you keep looking, you keep finding more things.
That is lovely.
Oh, I'm pleased you like it.